fuck is up, internet? Welcome to the channel where in this video we're talking about how thirsty the current Twitter meta is. The timeline is so thirsty that adult guys have started a trend where they call themselves milkmen just for liking titties. Newsflash fellas, having a nickname for liking titties is redundant, because regardless of gender, preferences, or any other affiliation, everyone, and I mean everyone, likes titties. How do I know grown-ass adult dudes started this trend? These young bucks don't know what the fuck a milkman is. Ain't nobody dropped glass bottles of milk by the crib in like 40 fucking years. Right off the bat, like, I'm not a prude. I appreciate porn and human sexuality. I'm not like offended by it. I'm not weirded out about depictions of horniness, right? Like, none of us would be here if people didn't fuck. So I'm not weird about it. I think people that are weird about it are the weirdos. Shit, I remember back in the day hiding under the front porch with the Sears catalog and looking at the bra section. Like, this is as old as time, right? And I understand why it's making a resurgence in this day and age. I'm not shaming anyone. Like, I'm all about people letting their freak flag fly. But some of these people are like using their own personal accounts, right? It's like got their picture, government name, and they're like posting pictures of, you know, these girls are all over my timeline. Employers and shit are gonna be looking at your social media and they're gonna see you just like thirsting over some random girl on the internet. Like, there's nothing wrong with porno and all that stuff, but like, dude, there's a chance your grandma could see that shit. And then every one of them gets community noted, an advertisement for OnlyFans, and it's like over and over, like every time you see it, it's like these women are taking over my timeline. And then this community note right underneath with a link to like another string of these advertisements. It's like, what? Something's going on here. This is the day and age of like the Twitter interaction economy, where people are just posting the most clickable, interactable, like information content as possible. So of course sex sells. Sex is always sold. Like, of course that's gonna rise to the top along with all the other stuff that goes on Twitter. But so it's not like surprising. I mean, if anything, what's surprising is it's taken this long, because the internet was more or less, it blossomed because of porn. We gotta talk about the For You page, man. Every time I scroll through Twitter, there's fucking high school kids beating the living shit out of each other. There's like crazy accidents. Like, there's people that like die a few weeks ago. And I'm just scrolling and I see like a beach, right? And I'm like, oh, what's going on here? And then you see like some weird splashing. What the fuck is that? And then you find out that you're watching a man being eaten alive by a fucking shark with no warning. I'm a connoisseur of internet information, right? So I'm like a Reddit guy. But on Reddit, at least I got the not safe for work, right? They give you a heads up. Hey, look, man, you're about to see some fucked up shit. So we're gonna give you a little time to prepare for it. On Twitter, it's like the Wild West. I'm just scrolling and fucking there's tit shots, which, look, like I said, I'm not a prude. I don't mind it. But sometimes if I'm eating, you know, a lot of times I'm scrolling while I'm eating and I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to get horny while I'm eating this fucking sandwich. My question is, why is it this one girl, like, this Sophie Rain is like the face of this thing right now, I think, who, don't get me wrong, is extraordinarily cute, right? And she's a Giants fan, which adds like some bonus points to her attractiveness, because that tells me that she has low self-esteem and low expectations. But how does someone like Sophie, who is cute, like I said, how does she separate herself from the pack? I mean, you scroll through Twitter, there's just an immense amount of attractive women who are trying to make money off of that God-given ability. You know what I mean? I feel like sex work is shamed a lot of the times, but I don't feel like it's any different than like athletics, really. Like, some people have just been blessed genetically. This is gonna sound crazy, but if LeBron James can make millions of dollars off of his, just not saying that he hasn't worked to get where he is, because we've watched his body metamorphosize over the years. LeBron has started at the ground level with like a God-given gift and just like a body that isn't natural, right? And I can say that like and that's the same thing with these women who were posing on the internet. It's like they were gifted, right? Like, some people have to just work for their shit. Other people don't. Like, I mean, there's studies over the years that attractive people just get a leg up in life. I mean, they just have a little more privilege. And I feel like Sophie Rain, who has, I don't know what kind of money she's accrued, but her fame has popped up overnight. Like, I don't know what her OnlyFans traffic was before this whole trend started, but I mean, it's definitely had to have worked for her. So I'm like, is there something nefarious going on? Like I'm saying, like the community notes, it's always saying it's an unsolicited OnlyFans ad. Does she have some kind of management team? Like, who's running this whole thing? Did she start this herself? Not to say that she couldn't, because she totally could. I mean, tons of people are making money on the internet. They just found a way to do it. I'm just saying that the fact that there's so many posts and such a saturation of it, it feels like there's something intentional going on. Like, is there like is it like a bot thing? Is there like some kind of algorithm manipulation going on? Because it just doesn't seem like the normal course of things. Like, with this specific girl, like, and I'm not trying to, talk shit or hate or shit on her or whatever. I'm just saying it, like, it's sticking out to me like a sore thumb. I don't remember, like, just some woman, other than, like, memes. Is this a meme? This is a meme? Did I just realize this is a fucking meme? I will make one concession as far as the For You page and just the timeline in general is that I do feel like it's pretty representative of, like, humanity, right? I feel like that's kind of the strength of social media. I feel like it's kind of been dinged around, like we're still kind of, it's like putty. We're still trying to figure out the right way to do this thing. And as many problems as I have with Twitter, like, at the same time, I do feel like it's kind of representative. Like, you're kind of seeing everything. Granted, you are seeing, like, the most outrageous shit is being pushed to you because of the interactions. Some of these videos don't represent, like, real statistics. They're outliers, and that's why they thrive in the algorithm, is because it catches people off guard. It's not like, this isn't like real life. You're seeing like the News at 6 version of the real world, not like the real world. It raises a question. This whole thing with me is how does the algorithm work? Like, why am I seeing the things I'm seeing on my For You page? There's just people that you can tell right off of how they're presenting information that they're farming interactions. You can just tell by the way that's framed. I mean, I feel like that's a meta in its own, is how, like, these grifters on the internet have figured out how they can just post something and then insinuate something where I feel like they're just interaction farming. And I feel like that's what gets fired people up, because I see these outliers and they think, holy fuck, this is the way it gets people fucking fired up. I just hope people realize that, dude, you go outside every fucking day, right? You go outside, you go to your job, you go to, like, all this crazy shit that's going on in the world does happen, but it's happening in, like, randomly, like, in small areas or secluded areas, or you kind of can tell that it's going to happen there. It's not like out of the fucking blue some crazy shit happens. But what's going to be the next meta? After we get through with the milkmen meta, you know what I mean? I'm sure the people are not going to ignore the fact that this has like blown up. So we're going to see a lot more like sexual stuff on the timeline, which, like I said, I'm not a prude. I don't mind. I've just noticed it, right? I just noticed it and it's made me laugh. So I just kind of wanted to get on here and share my thoughts about it. Like, what will the next meta be? I don't know. I mean, we're doing fight videos, conspiracy theorist stuff, talking about this out loud. I've realized that I think this is a meme. And so I think if stuff becomes a meme, it becomes the meta. Is memes the driving force of the meta? Well, that's all I have for now. Let me know what you think about all this craziness in the comments. But till next time, later.